America still winless on the season. All right, Herc. Chivas are 8th in the table. America 11th. Cruz Azul 17th. Who should be hitting the panic button hardest?
All right, on paper, I think everybody say Cruz Azul. They're 17th out of 18 teams, right? But if you saw that game against Necaxa, they had 70% possession. I think it's crazy they ended up scoring. They had a ton of chances. A man down versus Monterrey last game. I'm going to let them pass for right now. Let me focus on Chivas, okay? And why Chivas and not why America? I've seen this from America before, and I think they're going to lift their game. They've got the pool, at least. Chivas is a club that was already limited to begin with, and their biggest scoring threat, if not their only scoring threat, was Alexis Vega. They have 2 goals on the season, one of which Alexis Vega scored before he got injured. The second one is an own goal. They have no punch. They actually, versus Toluca, surprised me. They get in or around the area. It's actually penetrating that area. It's actually being dangerous, that final sequence that they are missing. Ormeño's out. They don't want him. They could use him. They don't want him. JJ Macias is just coming back right now. Who knows what he's going to be like after that ACL injury, if he'll be anywhere near his best. And if he can translate that best that we've not seen in the Chivas uniform for quite some time, that we saw in León. Today, you've got Cisneros, who's not really that forward. You don't have that big scoring presence like you did with Alexis Vega. And the next 4 games, while on paper it looks easy because it's Juárez, Querétaro, Pachuca without Nico Ibáñez, and Xolos, it puts even more pressure on your team because you're supposed to win those games right now that you don't have Alexis. And if you don't, what's it going to be like when you have to play the big boys? I think this is a team right now with Paunovic that's got their finger like just above that button, ready to press that alarm.
All right, you go Chivas, I'm going Cruz Azul. I'm going Cruz Azul. And to be fair, I've had my doubts about Cruz Azul from when the season started. Remember when we did our which coach would get fired first? I was between Bucetich, the manager of Rayados, and Potro Gutierrez, the manager of Cruz Azul. Okay? I went with Bucetich, but I wasn't really convinced about Cruz Azul. One, the way their season ended last time around. In the quarterfinals, they got destroyed by Rayados. They didn't even show up. Especially in the home leg. Okay, so I didn't have a lot of confidence coming in. Then there's all of this off-the-field stuff. They were late registering players, which is not unheard of in Liga MX because of the way that the transfer window sits in the season, but it's not ideal. We had the Uriel Antuna situation, clearly wanted out, didn't get his sale. We have the Cata Dominguez situation, which is still playing out. Remember the pictures that we showed you a couple weeks ago? Legendary player for Cruz Azul got himself in some hot water. I just don't like how things are going for Cruz Azul right now. I don't feel like there's a good vibe around the team. And then, Herc, I look at the schedule. Their next 2 games, Tigres, Toluca in Liga MX.
Yeah.
I mean, Cruz Azul has some big worries, right? And very urgent worries right now, correct?
They do. And to add on to your vibe of Cruz Azul, El Potro Gutierrez, the head coach of Cruz Azul, was just on record talking to the press, calling out studio fans. So like these fake fans that seem to be circling the team and constantly criticizing. Cata Dominguez was supposed to serve a 4-game suspension for that unfortunate party that he threw for his son, that narco-themed party. He only served 3. So that internal suspension, they couldn't even implement themselves. So they are
internal suspension.
Yes,
love that.
They are at the moment not doing quite well. But this is a team, and I'll go back to use Chivas, that has just more of a pool, more players. And the producers in my ear, why not America? Because I've seen this from America before. This is America that we saw last season. The only difference here is last season they were struggling at the beginning, but because it was sandwiched with these friendlies versus Manchester City versus Real Madrid, Chelsea.
There was a ready-built excuse. Yeah.
Right now, they've lost points in 2 home games, but they've also not lost. So there's something to be said about that. And America's got more just to play with. I think Chivas right now really depends so much on Alexis, and they really need to pick up points when he's not around because they need to make up points when they get there.
I don't love how America's playing because producer Beto, who's a Chivas fan, is in my ear. I don't love the start. I'm close to the panic button. I'm not as close as Cruz Azul. I'm probably not as close as Chivas. And the bottom line, because Herc always says it on this show, Whenever we talk about America when they were playing well in the regular season, what, Herc? It doesn't matter. America will be judged on Liguilla. So these first 3 games mean absolutely nothing for Club America. He said hopefully.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.